A Syracuse Housing Authority board meeting leads to fireworks, but not because of what was on the agenda. Good evening. I'm Matt Mulcahy.
And I'm Gary Robinson Jr., and Megan has the night off. And earlier today, a regularly scheduled meeting was set to start at noon. Our crew went to the public meeting, arriving at 11:30, a half hour early, and was left to wait in the lobby with two community members and City Hall's Commissioner of Neighborhood and Business Development. 40 minutes after the meeting was scheduled to start, they were finally allowed into the boardroom for a meeting that had been going on in secret. The Eyes team's Mary Keeler is in studio now to break down some of what happened. Mary.
Yeah, the meeting was going on while we were out in the lobby waiting. It was apparent the moment we all walked in. Virtual participants on screen had been logged on for more than an hour at that point. The discussion was already underway on the third agenda item for that meeting. It's as clear of a violation of New York State's open meetings law as we've seen. But here's how Syracuse Housing Authority Executive Director Bill Simmons described it when I confronted him about it.
Did you approve that without us in there?
Yes.
Okay, so according to the public meetings law, that's not allowed to happen.
The meeting was open to the public at that point in time. You may not have been in the room because it took you a little while to get in there.
Oh, well, we were here since about 11:30, and
right.
we were waiting
So
like we do for every meeting.
People know, okay. Let them know.
Correct.
If you think we're in violation of something, let the state know.
Immediately, there was the executive session called at the beginning. They did the executive session. Then when they started the regular business, you were let in at the very beginning. I don't think anything happened other than approval of the previous minutes.
Which is part of the public meeting, though.
Yes.
So let's be clear here. You just heard from the SHA lawyer there in that piece. On camera, Bill Simmons also admitted votes to approve past meeting minutes were taken and an executive session was called, and thus that meeting was open. The board went back behind closed doors for another executive session after I questioned Simmons. And that's when we want to mention two Syracuse police officers arrived saying SHA called to have them remove me and our photojournalist, Eric, who was covering that meeting. We respectfully told them that we have the right to be there, and so did those community members.
And the police didn't actually remove you in the end. They were cordial and professional.
They were kind. They were explaining they had been called there, and they said, we will inform them that you have said you have the right to be here. And we were just sitting down waiting for that executive session to end.
And really important to note, for the public's sake, that a public meeting, they have to come into the meeting, then they have to say the meeting's convened, now we're going to take a vote on whether we go into executive session.
Right.
And they're allowed to do that.
Correct.
But they did that without you being in there.
They have to be in there saying we're calling this meeting to order and then vote to go into executive session. That's when we step out and let them do that. And coming up at 6 when I come back, we've got Bill Simmons' response to our other question for him. Has he considered resigning, and has anyone asked him to resign? His response on camera when I return at 6.
Well, thank you, Mary. Appreciate that.